Hey all of you out there in Eorzea, welcome to She Heals, I Tank, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast, and today is Friday, January 10th, and this is episode 200 of the Shit Podcast. I'm your host, Vegan Pete, and always by my side, the astounding, the astute, the ass-tastic.
Hey guys, Avi Haley here.
I told
How you doing?
I'm giving you a new introduction every week this year.
That's true. As soon as you started, I realized you were like trying to do something different. The ass-tastic definitely caught me off guard. But we all know that I am a fan of the butt slider or just butts. So
you're welcome. And if you hear some bits being donated right now, that's because we got the hype train going on Twitch tonight.
Yes, it's brand
new. Thank you all so
fun.
much.
Unlocking
really
emotes.
Appreciate it.
I'm super excited, you guys. It's our 200th episode. I cannot believe Pete made me do this 200 times. I'm just kidding.
Technically, you haven't done it 200 times.
I've done it like, what, 197?
This is your 190-something episode.
I'm sorry. You know, sometimes I was there, but not talking because I didn't have a voice.
That is true. It is a milestone episode tonight. Keeping on with those bits. I think we just hit level 3 of the hype train.
That's so cool.
It is a milestone episode. I haven't really done that much for past milestone episodes, but it was you that really convinced me to make an extra effort for this one.
Yes.
And I know a lot of listeners said they'd enjoy something like that. A little retrospective looking back at some of their favorite moments of the show.
And that's when I had the idea to, instead of making it about us picking our favorite moments of the show, I thought it would be really fun to reach out to people of our community who've been listening and been around for a while and ask if they would let us know their favorite moments from the show and then come on and join us to listen to it and talk about why it was their favorite. So I figured it was kind of like having you guys be part of the episode with us. So it's going to be really fun. I'm going to be bringing different people on throughout the show. And it was I really had a lot of fun. Well, okay, it was a lot of work, but then once I found the clips, it was a lot of fun. But finding the clips wasn't always the most fun. But I forgot, Pete.
It's tough stuff to go through 200 episodes.
I bought a bottle of champagne for this night, so you get to open it.
So you're gonna set me up for possible embarrassment. Is
Why?
What you're trying to do. I might hit myself in the eye.
Woo!
I might be too weak to open it.
Woo!
Never know. Pop.
I just wanted that sound on the podcast.
It probably just like glitched out.
So, actually, it's not going to be a Drunk Pete episode, you guys, because Pete is doing Dry January. So what did I get you, Pete?
I got Bang energy drink, but the champagne flavor.
I got the champagne flavor. I thought that was so fun. They heard the pop. Cookie says pop. So now I'm filling my glass with some champagne. I'm so excited. All right, so Pete, I don't know what we're doing. Oh, so before we get started,
let's continue what we are going to have tonight. We have some fun clips to play, many of which were chosen by you, the listeners. And I guess it's a different type of episode because there wasn't that much news in the way of Final Fantasy
really
this
well.
week. So if you have any questions about the podcast in general, feel free to ask those in chat and we will answer those as we go.
Yes.
Whether you want to ask us about a bit that we did, or just anything about maybe podcasting in general. If you want to know how we got started, we're more than willing to answer any of those questions.
Thank you for that subscription. You guys are keeping us on the hype train, Kookie and Venjik. You guys are wonderful.
Thank you so much.
So excited. I'm so excited. Like, it's stupid. How excited I am.
And really quick before we get started, we were honored to be guests on Casually Hardcore on just a couple days ago, Wednesday this week. That's Work to Games podcast. If you missed it, head on over to their YouTube channel and you can watch it there. It was a really fun time. And
it was their longest podcast ever because Brian and I like to talk.
Those guys are so nice.
It was fun. It was so fun.
So thank you everyone in chat for joining us here tonight. And thank you to all of you that are listening later on. It's a special episode. Many of you have been with us from the very beginning through all the growing pains that we've had. We really appreciate your support. And if you've only now just started listening, thank you and hope you enjoy the show and are going to be around for episode 300.
Oh my God. That's crazy. I can't even imagine.
And with this, we're announcing that we're doing 2 podcasts a week from now on.
No.
That's a joke. If you want to support the show, please tell a friend. And if you want to go above and beyond, consider subscribing like these amazing people. Major Penguin, Lord Rut, Less Than John, first time subs.
Thank you for joining the Shithead team.
Love Truck 17, Azusa the Casual, Allura for Real, 2 months. Disco Cub, DRTV Dakota, Connolly for 3 months. Johnny Smith Apple, Mieko FF14, Rathok, Flayon, Ursa Laser for 4 months. Chance M5, 6 months. Vic X Ulf, and Chuckletopia for 10 months. Mog Moxie and Ace Kaneki Overlord hitting that 1 year mark. That's amazing. Wando 25 for 27 months. And the Real Hot Chili Pepper for 29 months. And we just hit level 3 of that hype train. You guys.
Bread Hater just subbed for tier 1 with for 9 months. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Bread.
And I can't count. I thought it was... No, we're on Hype Train 4. We're getting on our way to level 4.
Level 4
Yeah.
hype train.
I was like, can I not count?
And don't forget, if you have an Amazon Prime sub, you get a free sub to use each month. We are very honored if you use it on us, but just make sure that you use it and help a streamer out if you decide not to use it on us. Chat's asking how many levels of hype is there?
5.
I think there's 5.
It's okay, Mocha Jones. We still love you.
I think he can't sub because he's already subbed.
Oh, it's okay. You don't need to sub. We appreciate you.
So let's kick it off with probably what really is actually everyone's favorite segment of the show.
It is my favorite segment.
What do we got, Avi?
Greenleaf Minute.
It's the Greenleaf Minute. What do you got for us?
This week's Greenleaf Minute comes from a tweet that I actually saw from @VeryMary and thought, hey, that's a Greenleaf Minute. And it's literally, this is the shortest Greenleaf Minute because it's actually a quote of that tweet, which is not Tweet of the Week, but Greenleaf Minute tweet. And he says, it's a little hunt tip that a lot of people miss. You can open up your recommendations tab and set it to hunts in order to track any available bills that you have in any given zone. Instead of tabbing through the bill itself, which is super annoying, it makes sure that you've cleared everything in a much easier in-game on your window method. So I think that's super awesome and really cool.
So Shintir just gifted 5 subs.
And it got one for me, so now I can use my own emotes. It's so annoying that I can't use my own emotes.
Thank you
Shin.
so much for those subs,
You're a
Shin.
sweetheart. Really appreciate you. All right, so that's the entire Greenleaf Minute, is to use your recommendations tab for when you're doing your hunt bills. It's a lot easier way to manage everything.
Thank you, not papaya, 200 bits.
This hype train is so fun. We're already at level 5. So you guys, it won't be going through the whole episode. We promise. This is the last level, I believe. But it's making me really hyper, so I'm okay with it.
Let's get to what my favorite segment is. It's the tweet of the week. It is the tweet of the week. And this one comes from Mocha Jones 10, who says, for my hashtag FFXIV peeps, tonight is the 200th episode for @SheHealsITank. Learn more about the same and a live look at a wife trying not to kill her husband for his shenanigans.
I have been told that the facial expressions on the live Twitch stream do make it much more enjoyable than just listening.
It is. I usually say when I'm getting to death stare, but it's a whole new experience to see it live.
see the actual death stare in person.
Keep on getting these bits. Thank you guys so much.
So sweet of you guys.
And for those bits, I think they wanted this sound effect again. It's the tweet of the week. That was the tweet of the week.
I don't think so. I think that was Mocha Jones celebrating that it was his tweet.
I think he wanted to hear it again. I think that's what all the bits were for.
All right, so actually we have one news.
We've got one news for you.
One news. Go ahead, Pete.
The first art book for Shadowbringers. Ooh, that's a lot of bits. Thank you, Chuckletopia.
Sweetheart, thank you.
First art book for Shadowbringers is now available for pre-order, and it's called The Art of Reflection Histories Forsaken. It will contain approximately 1,000 exquisite illustrations of characters, scenery, and equipment from the first. This will also come with a wind-up Dulia Chai item code, which is super cute, and she even looks like she has her little own minion.
Oh, yes, I love it.
Thank you for that gift sub. We are 92% of the way to the level 5 hype train.
So the book is up for pre-order right now, and it's going to run you $40 for a 304 pages of this beautiful art. It will be released on May the 12th, so you have time to save up in case you don't have the ability to pre-order it right now.
All right, so that was the big news of the week for Final Fantasy XIV.
Crazy big news.
Not a whole lot going on right now in the game that is new. Basically, if you're not raiding and you're not into crafting and gathering and just making gil, or if you're not into PvP, not a whole lot new for you to do in game right now.
There's Blue Mage.
We kind of touched on that when we were on Work to Game earlier this week. So what do you... Ooh, 200 more bits.
Thank you. All right, so now we are actually going to go into our first guest, and this is Pete. Actually, before we're going to go in the guest, did we have like a couple of clips you were going to play? Do you have the spreadsheet open that I made? Because that has the order of the clips. I like organization a lot, you guys.
I think I closed. Just tell me which one you want.
So, special intro?
All right. I picked this special intro.
So these are some of the ones that Pete and I picked. These are some of our intros that we've done in the past that were kind of fun. So we thought we'd intro our past segments that people chose and we chose with some intros.
Something that had special meaning to me.
Okay.
Because one thing that I've really enjoyed about this podcast is getting to share a little bit of our real life as well, not just the games. We hit level 5 and Agitated Salamander subscribed with tier 3 sub. Thank you guys. We are 185% into the level 5 hype train. So it does max out at level 5. And I think it's supposed to unlock emotes. Maybe after it ends. I don't know.
We'll see what happens. All right, Pete. So let's play. So what was important about this clip to you?
Yeah, we received a level 5 hype train emote.
Ooh.
Okay, so this one was special to me because it gave a little bit of insight into our real life.
It's a unicorn.
And I think it will be pretty evident of why.
Oh,
It is Wednesday, March 15th, and this is episode 64 of the Shit Podcast. My name is Vegan Pete, and the lovely healer, and now also my wife, is...
So weird. It's the first time he's called me his wife. Actually, guys.
Who's that?
Hey, guys.
I think it's Lindsay Lohan.
Still don't have a voice.
Today...
So that was episode 64, you guys. So we've been married since episode 64. I thought that was really cute that you picked that.
Yeah, and it has been really rewarding. I mean, it has turned into a community, and I like sharing a little bit of our real lives. I remember we talked a lot about how we were looking for a house, and then we finally got a house. A lot of that was done on
you guys,
stream as well.
Grown into adults with us. Also, going through all of these episodes and trying to find the clips, I realized I lose my voice a lot. Like a lot.
I was just gonna ask you if you remembered exactly how bad your voice was on our wedding day.
Oh yeah, no, I had no voice for our wedding day at all. And like there was the episode went back where it had Emmy and I think it was Emmy and Mione, and I was just sitting here not talking because I had no voice. Like it's been multiple episodes where I couldn't talk. So there was another intro that I thought was really cute from episode 52 that Pete had picked out, and I thought this was actually really funny. I don't know if you guys remember this one.
Oh, really? You're going to start mocking me already?
It's what I do.
Like 5 words into the intro.
But I'm so good at it.
Why don't you do the intro today?
Should I do it in voice a la Pete?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't do a voice.
You don't do a voice? All right. Hey, all you out there in Eorzea, welcome to She Heals I Tank, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast.
Sounds just like
Today is December 20th, and this is episode 52 of this shit podcast.
Do I sound that good?
I'm your host, Avi Ale, and the husky tank by my side is Vegan Pete.
I call you lovely, and you call me
husky. Yes.
Call me husky.
I love that. You let me do that.
Yeah, I really enjoy I enjoy when you do it kind of randomly, the intro. I think if we were just to like alternate every week,
Not as fun.
yeah, not as fun.
No.
But when you get that urge, when you get that twinkle in your eye, that's when I like you to. Yes, this is the Bang champagne
Because I have the real champagne.
because I'm doing dry January. Does not taste like champagne.
All right, Pete. And then we had one last from episode 31 that you picked out.
You really want to burn through these, don't
Just
you?
these three because I'm trying to get to our guests waiting in the wings because we're like I said, we're running late. Like
Avi, unfortunately, is out today. She got home from work and came through the door looking even whiter than you would imagine someone being named Misty would be. And I
name's
said,
Misty
you do
Woodby."
not look good. She then proceeded to burp in my face and then run to the bathroom and vomit. Avi,
I didn't even ever heard that.
and that is why this isn't your 200th episode.
I never heard that. I like never heard that.
I don't think you've heard a single podcast. You've never listened to one.
Yeah. It's really weird hearing yourself, like, because I listened to a lot of them in preparation for this, and I don't feel it doesn't sound like me. Like a lot of people say, like they don't like the sound of their own voice. I don't feel like I'm listening to my own voice, so it's totally okay. So I'm gonna bring on our first guest, you guys. We're only 20 minutes behind when he was supposed to come on board, and I think you will know who this lovely guest is. It is the mascot of the Shit Podcast. We are starting with the wonderful Chili from Moogle Go Round Radio because we had to.
Hello.
Hello, Chili. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad, thank you.
Very quiet.
Yeah.
Episode 200.
1 second. Let me turn you
I
up,
turned you
Chili.
all the way up.
It's not going through there anymore,
Oh.
Avi.
Talk louder, Chili. You're very quiet.
I will talk louder.
Ooh,
How is
now
this?
I got you really
Much better.
loud.
Much better. The British gent, as Ian says.
Wait, no, I can't. Howdy, y'all. I'm Texas Chili, y'all.
All right,
How
we
you
got
doing?
we got some Texas chili.
All right, so Chili. Before we
Chili.
go into the episode you picked, I actually thought it would be fun to have you here as well with us while we played the intro from the very first episode we ever did, and you can hear with us how much better it sounds now.
Does it sound that much better?
You sound really sad in this one.
Okay. I'm going to play it this one a little bit differently so I can pause it.
Okay.
Hey everybody, this is Vegan Pete here, and you're about to listen to the first episode of She Heals, I Tank. I left out a little bit of information that I meant to put in that episode. You can always find our latest podcast at veganpete.com.
Chat saying they can barely hear him, Pete.
That's good. I mean, oh no.
That's actually not the intro.
Okay, so yeah,
But-
I wanted to pause it there because that was the first one we ever did, and I didn't even like put anything in the episode about where to find the episode.
That voice was actually better than Pete starting the episode, you guys. Like, you don't even know. But they said it's very quiet if you can turn it up, Pete.
I'll try.
Okay, so now this is actually how the episode started.
I've created a section
Oh,
there for
after
She
this.
Heals, I Tank, and that hopefully will be posted weekly. So without further ado, please enjoy the first episode of She Heals, I Tank. Hello, and welcome to the first episode of She Heals, I Tank. I'm your host, Vegan Pete, and here with me today is...
I'm Avienda Ale. I am the one who keeps this vegan alive sometimes.
So we are a Final Fantasy XIV
So slow.
podcast.
So slow.
And to let you know
Sometimes.
a little bit about us, Ale,
He's
why don't
talking
you
so
tell
slow.
us your Final Fantasy background and your gaming in general background?
Gaming in general background.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
So it actually wasn't Avi and Ale. My original character name was Avienda Ale. And then I shortened it to Avi. So actually that was before I'd shortened my character name because Avienda was from the actual name from the character from the book and all that, blah, 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 blah. So that was just so you guys know. But yeah, Chili, so have we improved?
You have improved a lot. Well, you got to say the fact that when you start, no matter who you are, you're going to be nervous because you don't know what you're going to be doing.
Yeah. We
You
were
don't know
also
what you're gonna
sitting
talk
around
about.
one microphone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I had thought about doing the podcast for so long. I had one microphone on my Christmas wish list. I think Avi's brother bought it for me for Christmas. And then I was like, okay, got a mic. There's no reason we can't do this now.
It's interesting how Pete's radio voice has changed. Shin says never listen to old episodes with periods in between each words. It's actually kind of fun, Shin. I did a lot of it today.
And Game On Brad said, don't be offended, but it sounds like you're reading from a paper. And I think I kind of was. Like, I think it was the screen, not so much a paper. But yes.
A document either way.
Yes.
And yeah, that was me trying to be NPR.
All right, Chili. So now we're going to play your favorite clip, which you haven't actually gotten to hear the clip. You just kind of talked about what it was. Do you want to set it up? Because we did find what you asked me to find.
Basically, a couple of years ago for the last FanFest, I couldn't afford to go, really. Financially, I just didn't have the money, but the wonderful people at She Heals I Tank helped me get there, and we got to meet all the wonderful people of the She Heals I Tank community, and it was just incredible, everyone meeting up. And it was Arby knows what I found was the best part.
Yeah.
When she got all the content creators together for a picture for LBR before we got kicked out by bouncers.
So then this little clip here is sort of me recapping everything from FanFest, and Pete adding his little bits in. I had made, I've got him on camera if you can kind of see the packaging. I made little chocolate shits with our logo information on them, and I had little chocolate molds, and they're chocolate mint little poops in a bag.
It ended up being a pretty good hit.
Yeah, so I really had a lot of fun.
After a shaky start.
Yeah, people didn't want them at first. But I had a lot of fun handing these out, the lovely Watermelon Tate and Foxclawn, who seems very confused when he's like, it's poop. That was fun. I love doing Hirschnefersch's makeup for the after party. You looked wonderful, and you were so sweet and incredible to meet. I stole Sly the Fox's super soft velvet blazer and did not want to give it back. Emmy from Musecast helping you curl your Nanamo cosplay wig. Like, that took so much longer than we realized. You looked incredible. It was wonderful to meet Maya, who planned out that stream event for anybody who didn't have a ticket, where we actually got to meet Kane, who gave us that pretty epic poop chapstick, which was really fun. It tastes like Tootsie Rolls.
Pete has it still.
Mr. Happy challenged me to gather all of the content creators together at the after party for a picture.
As we were all getting pushed out by security.
Pushed out, and I was like, challenge accepted, hold my bag. And I gathered everyone. So if you saw that awesome picture on the stairs with all of the content creators, that happened because of my gumption, even though half my face is covered. I went around and pushed everyone. Of course, giving Shinter from Maelstrom too many shots of tequila at that after party. I think you and I both paid for that. And of course, meeting Break, also known as Lunatone, who is such an incredible sweetheart, and Pete has him on his desk.
Yeah, he made us like job stones.
We had these incredible.
Gave us a big one for our main job, and then like little
one for
job
each
stones
class.
for
they are
for
so
each
cool.
of the other ones.
We've got them out on our little shelves back there. Pete's got them on his desk. But yeah, that was like super. It's weird hearing myself now, because now that I hear myself in a microphone and headphones and I'm hearing myself, it sounds like me. But that was like, I don't know, Chili. Thank you for having us listen to that again.
It was one of my favorite moments.
It was,
and yes, Ace, it was a fun party.
It was a really fun party, and it was so nice meeting everyone that we didn't get to meet the first Fan Fest.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was due to all of you, the listeners, who helped us raise money to get Chili there in the first place. So thank you all so much for giving us that opportunity.
Oh, and Susan in chat actually just linked that picture. Here, I will click that so we can put it in the show notes, because I think that'd be really fun. And then actually, speaking of Susan, she gave us a clip, and it was actually kind of similar to Chili. So why don't we play that? She pre-recorded it for us.
Hey there, Avi and Pete. This is Susan, aka Susan Sprinkle, aka Vivienne Artichoke on Gilgamesh, calling in to reminisce about 200 episodes of She Heals I Tank. I would have to say my favorites are probably 146 and 147, which is the pre and post FanFest talk. I was there, and it was an awesome experience, and I'm glad that you were able to share that with your audience. Probably have to say my other favorite thing was the holiday baking stream that you guys did from reaching your fundraising goals for Smilebringers. That was pretty awesome, and I would watch those all the time if you guys do more. Congrats on 200 episodes. I think you guys are awesome, and I hope to see you guys at the next FanFest. Bye.
Thank you so much for that, Susan.
Just posted the picture of Chili with the two girls with the pasties on. I totally forgot about that.
Oh, that was a fun time right there.
That was amazing. Oh, I was trying not to laugh. Oh, it didn't work. Thank you so much, Susan. And I honestly actually had planned on doing another baking stream. Probably it would have been this week, but because I hurt my back, I didn't have the energy to plan that and this. So 200th episode took priority. So I will be doing that in February because it got pushed off to then. I loved it though. I had so much fun, and I'm glad you did too.
And we got to meet Susan Sprinkle at FanFest.
Yeah,
That was amazing.
Hung out with her, and it was so great. It was weird. She's one of those people that you meet, and you're like, "Oh, I've known you forever." Like we've talked so much in game, we played so much in game. It was wonderful to like not have any weird awkwardness or anything. It was just like, "Hey, we're gonna do this? Yeah, let's go." Like it was just really cool, and that's what's one of the fun things about going to things like FanFest and those game meetups is because just as Icarus says, she's legendary. All right, Chili, do you have anything else you want to add?
I just want to say congratulations to both of you, and I look forward to 200 more episodes.
Exactly.
400. Have
Thank
a wonderful
you so
night,
much.
everyone.
We're calling this season 2 now. It's 200 episodes per season. So 201 will be season 2, episode 1.
I love it. All right, Chili, you have a wonderful night. All right, so next, and we actually are exactly 20 minutes behind. I actually love that. I did time it right if we'd have started on time. So our next guest is going to be Ace Kaneki, who has been around for, goodness, I don't even know how long. I appreciate Ace so much. He's been so wonderful in Discord and in Twitter and everything. Does Ace stream? Ace streams too, right?
I don't know. I just remember that Ace had talked about he wanted to make his first call into the show last week. So I think he is here making his first appearance on the Shit Podcast. Ace Kaneki, are you there?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
You sound
We
great.
can.
And thank you for that host, Hyper Pixie.
How are you doing tonight, Ace?
I'm pretty good. I'm glad I can make it to call in.
Thank you so much. And by the way, everybody I reached out to, it was like super short notice. So thank you, Ace. Thank you, everybody else, for like getting back to me and being a part of
Of course, I couldn't miss episode 200.
It's finally good to hear your voice.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much for calling in.
So your favorite episode was, what was it?
My favorite episode was when you guys had Gather Together come on, because actually Gather Together and your podcast were the very first Final Fantasy podcast that I started listening to.
Aw. I think Gather Together, they were the first podcasters we met at FanFest.
Yeah,
So-
we were just hanging out, and then I hear, smells like shit in here.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then they were like, what the hell are they talking about? Oh, hey, Rubicon. So it was really fun. So I, because you gave me the whole episode, I figured I would get to pick whatever clip from it I wanted.
Oh, yeah, that definitely worked.
and the name of this particular episode was Asian Sex Dungeon, which was I don't even know how, you have to listen to the episode. It is episode number 157. It was a very fun episode. I listened through a lot of it. So Pete, let's hear what we got.
But is that how they bang? That's what I'm wondering.
Yes.
Asians.
Yes.
I would go with
Absolutely.
butt stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think butt stuff.
As long as both are,
That-
pleasured.
Well,
Because look,
it's like you
that's what-
whisper in the ear, doing butt stuff. There you go.
Okay. I'm
I
down
mean,
with
you're
it.
in the right angle leaning over, right? So,
And my
and
headcanon for
there's a lot more
Xenos,
males.
my headcanon for Xenos was before he was inhibited by Asian, he was a virgin. But I think now that he is inhibited by an Asian, he's fucking all the time.
So when two Asians bang, you get an Asian prime.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
canon.
That was from
There you go.
Cybernetic Bird. Well done. It's a fusion.
As you can see, that was our lore podcast.
So Chili
That was
and
hilarious.
Icarus were both there too. I forgot how funny that episode was. Again, I feel like I'm going to be saying this all night. Ace, thank you for making me find that clip.
It was
Thank you
was
for
very-
finding it.
it was very nice, like getting to know what people's favorite episodes were, and then going back and listening to them a
Yeah.
little bit. That was fun.
Oh, yeah.
It was really great. That one was just that made me laugh. I actually have another clip kind of related to that, Ace, that I found that I thought would be kind of fun and goes along with it that you might enjoy. It was episode 166, which is called MSQ with Chili. This is the first time we actually had Chili on as a guest.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Like, officially. And it's kind of related to an Asian sex dungeon. So how about Pete plays that one?
These are actual vocals from Xenos during this fight.
So you guys want some Xenos ASMR? Here you go. This is not sped up. I still think it's funny.
That's Xenos. As we are fighting.
No speed up, that's how it is.
Are we fighting him or are we fucking him? I don't know.
Why not both?
Well, I mean, it is. Well, it's not really Xenos.
I think we need it again.
I still think it's stupid
Let's
volume.
quit having it.
Just gonna play that in the background as we do the podcast.
So that is the sound. That's the vocals that Xenos was giving during
So
that
guys,
fight.
have She Heals I Tank finally got an intro?
Oh my god, yes.
After we're done talking to the mystery man in the void, we wake up in Ishgard with Sir Amaric, who was like,
It goes on for a while.
just going to town on us while we were asleep. What a bitch. It's a rape.
Oh,
Pounded it.
So if you look at the notes for this particular episode, Pete, the reason I listened to this one, Ace and everybody, is because in the notes Pete describes it that they broke Avi. And I was like, what did they do to break me? What happened?
Oh, wow.
And I was just laughing. Like, we even cut it off. I was laughing so hard for probably another like 2 minutes that I couldn't even talk. I was like crying.
That was hilarious. That was a good clip.
It was
And that was like when we first started doing sound effects.
yeah,
Too.
we just got
I
it.
remember that.
I think you still have that sound clip. You might have just
Oh
lost.
yeah, it's still on the board.
Still on the board. All right,
Oh,
Ace,
man.
thank you so much for helping us remember those moments.
And thank you for all the support.
Anytime, you guys make my ride from work and back very pleasurable.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. Do you have anything else you want to say? Or we go on to the next
Just
person?
continue to do what you guys do. Continue producing an amazing podcast, and I will continue supporting.
Thank
Aw.
you so much. Any shout outs you want to give?
Just a shout out to the whole community in general. I mean, you guys are amazing.
Thank
Really
you,
are.
Ace.
Thank you so much,
Good
Ace.
job.
No problem.
Have a great night. Okay, so the next person coming in is like one of my favorite people in the whole world, but I may be a bit biased because she is one of my best friends. So we're going to be grabbing in Hyper Pixie Gaming. So yeah. Hey Pixie, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. We're a little late. Sorry.
It's okay, I'll forgive you this time.
Okay.
Hey, Hyper.
Hey, Pete.
So Pixie gave us more clips than anybody else.
I will say, I'm only like 25% scared that Avi's going to leave me for you in Vegas.
I might just steal her.
You guys, we're good. So I'm actually going to Las Vegas next week for like an ESO sort of fan fest, and I get to meet Hyper Pixie for the first time. So
I'm so excited.
we're like stupid excited. It's like ridiculous. Like I can't even believe it. So
You're
I
my
love
best
it.
friend in the whole wide world, and I can't wait to meet you. And I'm so excited, and I'm so excited that I'm shaking right now. And that's why I just keep repeating, I'm so excited over and over and over again. And I'm gonna cry, and I'm just gonna mess, and you're gonna be embarrassed because you know how I get.
We're gonna like both like we've already decided like no makeup on the airplane because otherwise we'll get there we'll look like drag queens crying. And I just love that like Vegas was right after the 200th episode, so I was like really excited for this and I'm really excited for that, and it's just all this like really awesome stuff kind of happening in January. Like
We're just keeping that hype train a rolling.
keep it going. So we're gonna get to the ones you said initially first, but you had two others that you added. The first one we're gonna play, I don't feel like we should intro because I think it's funnier if you just hear it. And it's when Pete, it was a Greenleaf segment that Pete did.
I don't have this queued up.
No, not that. That's not a Greenleaf segment. The other one. If I could play it and help you out, I would. This one. That one. He doesn't have the
I'm gonna
spreadsheet
try
up
not to
still.
laugh.
You just
I was like, I know what's coming, so I just automatically
All right,
want to
this
start
one you
laughing.
could just guess
and-
at if you don't know. How many disciple of hand jobs are there?
Hand jobs.
Wait a minute. Is this a trick question?
All right, this one, there's a seal somewhere.
I also love that like we had guests on for that episode and everyone was like, what did he just say?
That totally went over my head like every time I said that. I never made the connection.
I loved how oblivious you were. I was listening to that at work. I sounded like a seal, like you said, at work. I'm pretty sure people were concerned because it sounded like I wasn't breathing, and it was just amazing. I love that one so much.
The funny thing with all of these moments is they're all the unplanned things, like all except for maybe Xenos' audio, but I don't think we knew how hilarious that was actually going to be. But like, oh, Cater says that was the first time he called in too. Oh, see, it's so great.
Cater.
DOHJ.
That was trying by fire right there.
Yes. And that episode, I don't have the number written down, but that episode is actually called Disciple of Hand Jobs. Pete
That's
called,
how I was able to tell her which one it was.
Pete asked me like, what should we name this episode? And I was like, is it really a question? Oh,
it worked yesterday.
okay.
Deep breath.
Yeah.
Deep breath.
So we actually
have
did
few
have
more
a
to get
couple
through.
of requests for some of clips from some of the extra live streams we've done and like the wheel that we used, and unfortunately we didn't save those clips. So Pixie, you can describe one of the moments if you want.
Oh yes, I will describe this one in great detail. I think Pete will remember this one fondly. So not in 2019, but in 2018 for Extra Life, if they hit their donation goal, Avi was going to eat a spoonful of ketchup, which she hates.
It was like half a cup.
Yeah, it was like half a cup.
That's what it was. It was a bunch of ketchup.
Yeah.
And she doesn't do ketchup. And Pete was going to eat a spoonful of the hot one's super hot sauce.
Yeah, the hottest one at the time.
Right. And what I remember vividly was Pete in the bathroom barfing like crazy. Avi trying to like keep it cool and entertain chat while you could easily hear Pete's awful ralphing in the other room.
So you know
It
what's so
was very
funny about that is that like if the cat vomits, okay, and Pete has to clean up the cat vomit, he starts dry heaving exactly like that, and like, and so it's a sound I hear kind of often.
Well, you hear Pete in the background go. Bleh, bleh. You see Avi just
How do you
trying
know it
so
wasn't
hard.
the cat?
He's so loud. Sometimes I'm scared the neighbors are gonna hear it.
And then what made it even better to me was the fact that Avi was like trying to entertain chat, trying to keep the show rolling, and you could tell she's trying so hard not to laugh.
Because I felt bad too.
Yeah, you were doing so good, like being a supportive wife, but like whenever I saw that moment, like I could totally see my significant other and I like in that same scenario, and I was like, I would totally be laughing my ass off at him.
Like I'm worried about him. I know he's miserable, and it's really funny because he did it to himself.
To this day, though, I believe that was the best possible outcome for me. Because I think if that would have made its way through me, it would have hurt way more. I am 100% fine with throwing that up.
I am inclined to believe you, to agree with you. I can't talk tonight. I'm sorry.
Oh, Rory, I will
But-
share that glam with you in our Discord later, honey. That is way too much going on to try to explain on this. But thank you. I appreciate the love for that. And we actually had one more thing where Pixie wanted to share one of the clips from back when we did our Drinking Eorzea days. I think this was like the very first one we did.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about this, so I don't know if I'm able to.
We don't know if
bring
the
this
audio is going to come through for
up or
Pixie.
not.
Oh, he's going to do the video.
Yeah.
So this is the
I
one
forgot to do
called
that.
the Flaming Arrow, which there was a whole discussion of before we did this of my not wanting him to do it because there's fire involved.
You can see where this is going if you haven't seen this clip.
So we're gonna start like toward the end of it once the fire starts. And it's like literally we had to hang a sheet up over our like vertical blinds to try to make it darker. It's just not a good video. Like it's so bad. I love how bad it is. All right, Pete. But I'm never right. Right. Yay!
Success.
So you
Lighting
light
a match.
the top, the sambuca. See fire, yay! Flaming, pointy arrow-looking thing.
Flame it up.
He lights the sambuca with the Kahlua. And I refuse to drink this one.
Yeah,
so
we
he
tried
gets
to make it
all.
dark so you could
So
see the
then-
He's
flame.
gonna pour it on top slowly.
Oh,
He
we
doesn't
see
wanna
the flame.
extinguish the flame. Make it pretty, pretty danger. Gosh dang it.
Table's on fire.
Clean up your flame on the bottom. It will burn out eventually.
That's him talking about my table.
And now he's gonna chug it.
Stick
Like
it
the
in
It'll
outside
there.
burn out
is.
eventually,
That's
like when the
how
table's
terrifier
gone.
is.
It was like the most
Oh, yeah.
disgusting sounding drink.
Tasty, tasty goodness.
Like it was like blue Curico and like Kahlua and Sambuca and all these things you should not mix together.
Amazing.
I loved the whole fact that you guys had like this whole discussion about no fire. Pete's like, I want some damn fire. And then the table caught on fire. And it's just amazing and I love it so much.
It's such a it's a very much a couple thing. Like
And that was called the Flaming Arrow.
yes, you can watch that on
Should
YouTube.
be
if you
renamed
want.
to Flaming Table.
So like I said, Pixie, you had quite a few videos. So yours actually kind of doubled over with Icarus. So I'm gonna bring Icarus on deck with us to join, and
Bringing her hubby?
her in-game hubby, her buddy hubs. So Icarus, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing, guys?
Good, and I do agree, Chris. I stayed pretty calm during all of that. I wasn't phased by the fire.
Yeah. You were just like, oh, that's everything else. This is fine.
Oh goodness. So I actually so you both talked about how much you enjoyed my healer salt.
Yeah.
Yes.
But before we go into the healer salt, I thought it would be really fun to play the live keynote reaction when I found out that Dancer was actually a DPS.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's kind of where it started, right? All right.
Okay, this is the AF.
Oh,
AC and
nice.
heart.
So we have
Let's
a
find out.
What the fuck is she?
picture with some
What is
AF
the
gear.
what
Let's
go
learn
into the
about-
job character.
They haven't told us what she is yet. Oh my god, you motherfucker.
Range DPS.
God damn it! You fuckface
There you go,
suck
there's your roll.
cock sucking mother fucks!
Wow.
Range DPS.
Still in the game with my chemist reveal. They're gonna do it surprise at the very end.
Fuck all you motherfuckers!
Wow.
Done. I quit.
Main weapon.
The main arm throwing
I don't even
weapon.
fucking care. I don't even fucking care.
Calm down. Calm down.
You saw the chakra
crying.
on the video.
I'm mad. I'm mad.
But you love
You didn't need
range.
to tell us.
No, I don't.
What are you talking about? Everything you play is ranged.
Magic. This I don't play bard.
What-
I don't
what-
play
what-
machinist.
You started as Bard.
But I don't play it anymore.
The main weapon is going to be like
Laughing like
chakram.
Pixie.
But then it's like if you make it chakram, then it's going to have to always be a circle. And so we wanted to give more freedom.
Oh.
And so
it's not going to be
like,
just a
hey,
circle
just call it
weapon.
throwing weapon, then you can make like shurikens and tons of stuff. Lots of different
Ninja
stuff.
stars. And the voices in the back.
She's
it
like
it
a
was
ranged
like a
monk ninja.
translation,
Yeah.
Right.
which is
And
awesome.
as with Gunbreaker.
Maybe for you. I'm keeping my face away from the mic because I know I'm loud right now because I'm really fucking mad. Give me a goddamn surprise healer. It's fucking gonna have glamours as good as a goddamn dancer.
You can become a dancer immediately.
Oh, you guys, I shouldn't have worn dark
Associated
eyeshadow
class
tonight.
none. Starting level 60 tentative.
And
Fucking
every the
cocksucking
starting
son of
level
a
is
bitch.
60, just like,
Goes on for
I'm
so long.
angry.
I'm angry.
It does.
I need to go back and just get that I'm angry part.
That needs to be something on your soundboard.
Yes, absolutely. Oh gosh.
So Avi, were you a little angry during that?
Oh, Ace, that emote looks like me. Yeah, I was a lot angry. Oh,
hmm
oh my god.
That was amazing.
It was great, and it encapsulates like I think the whole chemistry of you guys is like the success of the show is like most of the time Avi's playing the straight man to Pete's antics, but every
What?
so often something happens where like Avi goes off the rails, and Pete, rather than like trying to bring things back on the rails, he's like poking the bear, just continuing to poke the bear. He's like, "Yes, chaos, my natural environment."
My favorite thing.
Yeah, so it's like, if I were to ever introduce anybody to the podcast, I would like that would be one of the episode like highlights. I would point to be like, "This is the show."
That was a pretty good reaction.
I'm crying.
And then I really loved it because, like, it really, so in all MMOs, the healers are the saltiest. I swear.
Exactly.
And that's a great setup. So why don't we hear some of my salt after I've actually played Scholar once it was just released into Shadowbringers?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I
she
believe
had PowerPoint and notes and everything.
This is
It's great.
episode 176, Shadowbringers Day 1.
and yeah, I believe this is just one day
One
into
day as a scholar.
Shadowbringers.
Only thing I have to give me more MP is lucid dreaming.
Well, maybe you need to figure out how to get more MP.
They don't. There's nothing coming. They took that away.
Talking about the lots
That's
of
what I'm
energy
saying.
drain.
They took that
Well,
away.
Maybe there'll be something better at level 80.
Here's the bear you're talking about.
Just trying to give you hope.
No, I'm not going to play Scholar.
Hope and change.
I'm not playing Scholar. I've had bad luck with every expansion. Honestly, this like one thing for me was enough to be like, I don't like Scholar. I don't want to have to sit there and wait for my mana to regen. I liked having the ability to control when I chose to regen my mana, when I chose to use my stacks for healing, when I chose to play my class the way I wanted to.
Pretty angry?
Not as
Also,
angry as the last
I want
one.
to point out really quick, whenever you said, I want to use my stacks for healing, I thought it said, I want to use my sex for healing. I was very confused as to what Scholar actually was, if this is some kind of sexy librarian situation.
Indeed.
I do have to say that Square Enix obviously listens to me because they did give us back energy drain.
Yes, they did.
They saw what happened. They poked the bear. They're like, "We're sorry."
Sorry, Avi.
You know,
That was a
this
direct change.
was a terrible mistake. We have instant regret. Here you go.
It was
Exactly.
amazing how like the loss of one ability changed so drastically how a class played, because all they had to do was add energy drain back, and I love Scholar again.
That was the thing I was going to ask. It's like, so now that we know, now that everything's back,
So what are you playing
feel
now?
about it now?
Scholar. But it was literally, I actually didn't even level Scholar until they added energy drain back. And once they added it back, I went, okay, I'll play it now.
You forgave them?
I forgave them. Because otherwise I was mad. I was mad. I was like, I hate playing Scholar. I was like, I'm just going to level this stupid class.
I think it's like 5 minutes after that whole like tirade. It was like someone was like, "Well, why don't you play Paladin? I heard those is pretty great."
God. 1, 2, 3.
She
1,
was
2,
in a
3.
bad mood for a long time, guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of rants.
I do remember that.
When you guys
I
said
loved-
healer salt, I was like, which one?
I'd just be like watching TV, and then she'd walk by and be like, fucking energy drink.
You guys don't even know that rant just now. Like, we didn't play the first 5 minutes of it. Like, that was the end. There was so much rant.
I also loved how like Discord was exploding with Avi Salt memes. Like
I
that
think
really
was,
just
like,
highlighted how amazing the community that you guys have built is. And that's one of the reasons why I personally picked Healer Salt, because it really did like bring your community out in force, because it was just so hysterical.
I think that's why I actually bought like a healer salt t-shirt. There was like White Mage was the Morden Salt girl.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that whole, like, everything that kind of happened from that, I like that shirt just felt like it was made for me. I was like, I have to have the healer salt shirt. Like, it's just perfect.
I love it.
It was a great episode. Just the whole thing, like I said, it's like Pete had no idea. It felt like Pete had no idea what he was walking into when he said that. When he pushed that soapbox up to Avi in the beginning of that. You didn't hear it in the clip, but in the beginning of that whole thing was just like, so how do you feel about this, Avi? Just not realizing what was going to happen next.
I feel like he always knows. Like,
I'm setting you up.
he's like, yeah, he like likes it when I like get emotional. I guess.
That went from poking the bear to shoving the bear.
Yeah. The way I felt like it was kind of like a dog chasing after a car, and then he caught it, and he's like, "Oh shit, what do I do now?"
I gotta deal with
Just
the car.
let it go.
Because there's like a bit in there. He's like trying to help. He's like, well, you can hope and change. He's like, there is no hope. There is no change.
The world is ending.
Yeah.
I felt like I could hear her stare in that clip whenever he said, well, what about if they add something at level 80? I could just hear the daggers.
Right.
You know me, I'm always trying to look on the bright side.
Oh gosh.
My face is so hot right now. Oh.
How much of that champagne you have?
Okay.
Picked the wrong month for dry January.
No, you're having fun.
Yeah.
You've got champagne energy drink. Perfect.
It's empty.
Aw. You want my water?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. Do you guys have anything else you wanted to say?
Just that I love you.
I love you too.
The only thing I was gonna add to that was, but thank you guys for, if it weren't for me discovering your guys' podcast, I probably would have quit the game a
Aw.
long time ago. Because I had moved to Japan right around the time I discovered your guys' podcast, and I had only was playing it was to connect with friends and play the game together with friends, and then with the time change and difference and whatnot, like it was hard to play with them. So it was like kind of lost my community for playing the game, and an MMO is only as good as its community. And through you guys, I discovered the FC. I changed servers, and you guys became that community for me. So
I did that too.
I appreciate all.
Well, we appreciate you, and that's really the best thing that has come from the podcast. I've said it a million times, but I'm going to keep on saying it. It's the community.
This is like so it was kind of funny. So when I was trying to tell Pete like we need to celebrate this 200th episode, and he's like, I don't like celebrating stuff. I don't feel comfortable with that.
I don't like being the center of attention.
Which you're doing a podcast, dude.
It's a constant battle.
Now I'm like with everybody saying this, I'm like, well, now I feel like thank you. I'm really awkward now. But I really, really, really appreciate you so much. Like, thank you guys.
To add on to what Icarus said, like, I know I wouldn't have stuck with the game because I literally had to ask you how to move, like how to walk. So,
but right back
like,
at you with
your Greenleaf
ESO.
segment, I have listened to all of your Greenleaf minutes, and I'm like, if I had not heard this, I never would have figured it out. I would have gotten ridiculously frustrated. I would have quit the game like very quickly.
Also, I just realized right now, and sorry guys, super sappy, Pixie, I never would have met you if we hadn't done this podcast.
You're welcome.
No,
right?
Super Nerd Dalton actually got me into your show.
Yeah.
So he had bought me the game on PS4. He's like, you've got to listen to this podcast. These two are great. You're going to love their chemistry. They're really awesome. And listen to their Greenleaf segments, and it'll help you with the game. And then I remember I logged on one day, and you guys were both on, and you guys took me into like one of the first, I think it was actually my first dungeon back whenever I was still on PS4.
I think so.
And I was like, so I've been listening to you guys for a couple weeks, and I was like starstruck. I was like, oh man, I'm playing with She Heals I Take. And I'm like texting Dalton like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what if they don't like me? What if they think I'm weird? What if they think I'm stupid? I don't know what I'm doing. It was just amazing. So thank you guys for dragging me into the awesomeness that is Final Fantasy.
And then I
keeping me coming back
think-
for the Great Leap Gaming segment.
I think we also had you in the community roundup, or you called up for the community roundup for your first stream, I think.
She did.
Yeah, the night before my first stream, I called in for the community roundup. I almost vomited. There was a period of time where I didn't realize I needed to mute the stream, and so all you guys could hear from me was heavy breathing because it was like I was hearing you guys at such a delay. So I was ridiculously embarrassed, and then I started talking too fast because I got overexcited, and I gushed about Spyro. I'm like, I'm actually talking to them. I'm on a podcast, and I just got because like I had never like released a YouTube video. I'd never streamed before, so it was like my first time like on some kind of content creation platform at all, and it was amazing. And I really thank you guys for that community roundup segment. You guys got me my very first followers on Twitch, and I've been streaming for over a year. And I stream with Avi, and then sometimes with Pete whenever he wants to do drunk ESO, which is always fun.
Only drunk. And now Pixie's actually a co-host on an ESO podcast of like her own. Like, you guys, like, she went from about to vomit as a guest on a podcast for a game she didn't even really play at the time to now a podcaster for the game that she loves. And I'm so proud of you, and I think that's so amazing. And I think it's just cool to see all the things that have kind of happened.
Thank you so much. And you guys seriously are such an inspiration. I remember telling my boyfriend, like, if I can have a community that's half as amazing and welcoming and friendly as Avi and Pete's, I will have met my goal, and that's what I want in my life.
Aww.
And I'm so happy you guys could just show me the way. Like, you guys have been such an awesome mentor to me, and I just love you guys both so much for that, and I really appreciate you guys. And you guys make my Mondays so much better, because Mondays suck, except for She Heals I Tank first thing in the morning.
And then Icarus bought her with goats on Discord, and that's how they met.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah,
I wish I could find that episode, so that way I could have put that one up too.
Yeah, that one was great. The whole wedding thing was great. My favorite, I think, Greenleaf, just as a sidebar, is when we took you through, what was it, Halatali? And
I remember that.
I'll never forget that.
that was probably my favorite related streaming moment, I think.
Yeah, that was fun. And we're trying to be better about, like, saving streams and the podcasts and stuff and putting them on YouTube.
You need to go back and make clips.
Yeah, we need to be better about making clips and saving the videos for that. And like I still have, like, the Halloween maze saved so that we can actually upload them. They're things that we actually do want to do so that we can not lose this content like we've done this past year, essentially. So please look forward to it.
And I would say you have succeeded in that goal, Hyperpixie. Your community is great.
It is. It really is.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, I love you guys both. And I think we're like making everybody else behind you really late, so I'm gonna have to kick you out.
Sorry.
No, do not apologize at all. I've loved every moment of this.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, sure thing. Happy 200.
Thank you.
All right, so this next segment is with, I guess there's segments, I don't know. So we have Oaken Hops and To Learn who are going to be coming in, and To Learn actually picked her favorite clip. Oaken Hops could not decide on his favorite clip. But it was kind of like their ideas kind of merged together in what their favorite clips were, like the idea behind them. So hi, To Learn. Hey, Oak.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Doing pretty good.
Sorry to make you guys wait so long. I know we were running a bit late.
No worries. Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you. Oh, can you say something so Pete can adjust you if he needs to?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
can hear that sweet voice.
I like the difference in the voice. Like,
It's so
can you hear
good.
me? Sorry, again, champagne. So I think I actually want to kick this off because I feel like we just had this like hyper words are hard little moment. Let's start with the clip that To Learn shared, which was very difficult to find. I spent the most time looking for this clip, by the way. And this is from episode 140 titled Educating Drunk Pete.
Do you think you've ever been able to educate me?
Not when you're drunk.
Goes in one ear and out the other.
What we have that makes us special is what, Pete?
Big dicks.
You said it earlier.
I didn't hear the question.
That was not part of
I
what
said,
To Learn
what,
asked
Pete?
for. Oh my god.
I said big dicks.
I know you did. So I said Omega learns that what makes us special
Oh,
is...
we got heart.
Yeah.
Big hearts.
Big hearts. And not physical hearts.
My
but
heart's
like...
in my dick.
Uh-huh. So that Omega, and also that Omega would have learned more about us by fighting together than against us. You know, like Alpha did. And I do have to say, I don't like that the fight started out with the male character looking strong and ended with the female character in a weakened state.
Disagree.
I noticed this immediately at the cutscenes, and I really wish they'd chosen to cast it in the opposite way, and this is just my feminine opinion here.
Watch my video of the day stream when I did it for the first time. I said, oh, bitch is hot.
So you literally don't want to split it because she's fucking hot?
No. That was the guy.
He's so
I said,
drunk.
I'm gonna fuck
He's
this guy.
so drunk in this video.
Yeah, that guy was too pretty.
That doesn't negate my comment. I don't like that they made the man look strong and the woman look weak.
I don't think she looked weak.
At the end, she did. She lost. They showed the man.
They both died at the same time.
But that's not how they represented it visually. They visually
What are
represented
you talking about? Whichever one dies first is the one that dies first, and whichever one dies second is the one that dies second.
Oh my god, you guys
In the
peed.
cutscenes,
The man is portrayed as the strong version of Alpha. When Alpha loses, Alpha is then perceived as weak and is a woman. I didn't like that.
I didn't catch that.
I did.
I'm gonna have to go watch the cutscene.
Or if there had been something where it shifted between man and woman throughout the cutscenes, I would have been happier. Like, it's like they made it kind of like a blur and it was a man, and a blur and it was a woman. But I didn't like the choice to make the man strong and the woman weak. I don't know if that's the whole Kavanaugh situation going on right now.
They don't give a shit about that.
No. For me, for it being triggering for me, is everything that's going on with that. And I don't know if that's why I perceived it that way, but I really didn't like it. I would really much prefer to have actually seen it swapped. Okay, so rant done. I actually think that was a very good clip to learn, and I did not remember talking about that at all. And you can tell I was fighting to make the point with the drunk Pete on my hands. So again, as I've said, thank you for making me find that clip and listen to it again.
No problem.
So why was that your favorite?
Well, there's a few reasons. One of them was because I love Omega just in general, and I love the lore of Omega. But it also was a point that really bugged me, and especially as, being LGBTQ and non-binary and stuff, it definitely resonated a whole lot more, and I feel like that would have been a lot stronger point where they were trying to make that. They're like, Omega isn't either one of them. Omega is everything and nothing at the same time. And I think that would have been so much cooler had they not just gone with the same tropey stuff at the end. And it disappointed me a little bit that, that essentially it was the end cutscene person was Omega female when you fought both of them, and you fought both of them equally.
Yeah.
Mechanic-wise and everything.
Yeah, it would have been so cool if they had started with like a strong female. We started fighting Omega as a female, and then at the end you saw that we kicked the Omega's butt, and it was the male version of Omega that was on the ground. It would have been a totally different interpretation of the entire cutscene, and I think it would have been really cool to see them do.
Yeah, or both of them.
Or both of them, right? Like kind of half and half. Did like the little, freak show, for lack of a better phrase, but where you'd see like the half man, half woman kind of thing.
Two-Face?
And in the Savage, they do include both of them together into one freak show version. So, and in the cutscene after the Savage version of the Clear, I've only watched the video version of that, but yeah.
But thank you. I appreciate. So I guess we're taking a more serious note with these clips in this moment.
As you can tell, I was super serious on that clip.
Oh, drunk Pete. And then Oaken had commented that he was really appreciative how we voice our opinions from like the Moogle post situation that happened, and how Pete and I never actually hold back on how we actually feel about what's going on in game.
I mean, the Kavanaugh reference in the last clip was very illustrative.
This dates it.
A little bit.
There's something important though. It's 7:17. I have a small dog on my lap, and the baby's asleep.
That's a magical moment.
It is, but there could be more magical. Pete, I've come for a reason.
Uh-oh.
I've come for the diamond katana.
Oh, yes. I still have it. I still have it as a trophy.
Vegan Pete is a ninja looter. A serial ninja looter.
Yes, it is true.
Actually, I think it's only a one time, not a serial.
Yeah, that's true. It was only once.
You shamed him enough that he'll never do it again.
I tried. And the funny thing, though, is, so, if you've never raided with Vegan Pete, very consistent, nothing spectacular, but just like random, really dumb deaths that you can't really explain, normal people wouldn't do. And he streams it, so it's not like there's a dog biting him or anything.
This is true. All true.
Now, Avi, only one time I raided with Avi. She didn't watch the Mr. Happy video. She was dealing with my call-outs, which were mediocre. but she cleared 2 rounds of Savage within what was it, like 2 pulls each, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it was fast.
Well, when she
And
has
then-
me here right next to her telling her what to do, of course.
Of course, you take credit for that.
Yeah, I need my mansplaining.
You're a ninja looter. You're looting all of the credibility.
No, I'm a samurai looter. I only loot stuff that samurais need.
That's true. That's true. And okay, I have to be more quiet. My wife just handed the baby monitor off.
Mm.
But anyhow, the show is fantastic. I've always appreciated it for its really balanced review of the issues, how candid you both are. And that's really refreshing. Some people will just try and be overly affable to get views or excessively critical because it's controversial, but you strike a really good balance.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Tillard, you're welcome to join in and talk if you have any opinions too. You don't have to be quiet.
Yeah, I was agree with that. Like, I really like that it has that balance as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. We will. But the big thing is we are us. I guess we're not good at pretending to be some. I'm a horrible liar, like just in general. And so I feel like with this, it's we are us on the podcast, and we can't. If we disagree with something, we share it. If we agree with something, we share it. We're not going to sugarcoat anything. And we actually had a really interesting conversation on the Casually Hardcore podcast about like YouTube content, about how negative content gets more clicks and how it actually gets more subscribers, but it doesn't make more money. And so it's kind of interesting to look at the difference of the clickbaitiness, I guess, of coming in with that like hardcore negative just to be negative element. And we're just not those people. I honestly, like, I was thinking about if it'd probably get denied by Twitch, but if I could have an emote that said "Don't be a dick," that would be like my favorite emote.
That was one of my other favorite parts where you went on that whole rant, both of you. And that was wonderful, especially considering the discourse that's been cycling through.
That was actually probably one of my favorite moments too to learn, because that "don't be a dick" moment that we had in Discord, where somebody shared how they were negatively treated in game, kind of spurred like conversation while we were at TwitchCon, and then spurred us to do and become part of the Ditch the Label campaign and do the charity to try for that, which is an anti-bullying campaign. And I really believe in that, and I really think it's important to make sure that everybody just treats each other nicely, like in a game world. Not necessarily, I mean, it's nice to be nice to everybody in the real world, but you know that's not going to happen. So at least,
but you guys like have that salt to pull out.
Yes, yes.
Eureka comes up because you need to season Eureka. It's delicious.
You mean just because
Gotta
you're not
really
a dick
salt
doesn't mean you're not salty about shit.
And just so everyone knows the story, I stole Oak's samurai weapon, Diamond Katana. And
Ninja
I didn't even have samurai leveled. I did it just for the shits and giggles.
Have you leveled it yet?
No.
Oh, he's such a jerk.
I don't even know if I've unlocked it, to be honest.
Oh, jeez.
You don't know what you're missing.
He's very good. He's a very good class. I enjoy it.
Oh, thank you for following us, Bird of Chess. Really appreciate that.
All right, Abby, should we be moving on?
Yes. Do you guys have anything else you want to say? We have one last person we're going to bring in here. After you guys.
No, that was it.
Thank you. I actually really like that it brought kind of like a more serious moment into like the stream. I thought I really appreciated that. And like everything was fun and laughs, and this is still fun and wonderful, but it was like more real.
Super serious.
Oh my
And
god.
nothing here further. Thank you so much. You guys have put on an outstanding podcast. Hope the next 200 are just as good, and have a great evening.
Thank you, Oak.
Thank
I
you,
love
Oak.
that you said
Thank
that
you,
over
T-Lane.
the Xenos fight sounds.
Yeah, fight sounds.
Fight sounds. All right.
Get the cat off the laptop.
All right, so we do have some other people on deck, but before we bring people who are coming on deck, I'm going to bring KK in, because KK is our last listener who wanted to bring in a clip, and KK is also our moderator. He's our only moderator, and we love KK. He calls in too and corrects us on our lore, and
But I've never got anything wrong with lore.
never ever. Hi, KK.
Hello.
How are
Hey,
you?
KK. How are you doing?
Good. How's everything?
Good. What do you got for us tonight?
Well, when Avi asked to try to find an episode, I was like, how am I gonna find one out of all this stuff? But luckily, Pete labels his episodes very nicely.
Sometimes.
It is sometimes. This one worked out really well, called Whiskey and Accents.
Yes, this is episode 143. And when I was compiling all of these, I have to say, as hard as I was laughing earlier, this one actually had me laughing harder when I listened to it again for the first time. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Pete is very, 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 very bad at accents. Like trying to replicate accents. And it became kind of an ongoing joke for a bit there.
Is it bad or good? Because I feel like they're good.
You're wonderfully
like
bad.
they're entertaining. They're not accurate, but they're good. Okay, that's what I'm sticking with. Ask the question.
No, you want to do the whole answer?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was planning on. I
And
think I was pretty drunk during this one too.
Yes.
I can do it, bitch. Challenge
Yes,
me.
yes.
Challenge me.
Very drunk.
But I'm just going to say it normal and you get to do the accent.
Yes.
Okay. Is F2P, which I don't even know what the fuck that is. Free to play. I know now.
Something you have not considered yet.
Oi.
Trying to be Scottish here.
I have to channel
F2P
Shrek.
means free to play.
Oh.
Absolutely not. It's a business after all, and we look at profits through games. However, we consider the close trust between developers and players than simply trying to maximize the profit
100%.
in a short period of time.
This is Scottish for Pete, you guys.
Games like Dragon Quest Builder, recently released in Korea in Final Fantasy XIV, are
It's getting, like,
similar
Mexican.
in the sense that
There it is.
it's all about that. If these guys made this game,
what that is.
it's a safe bet to pay and enjoy, and likely to enjoy it myself.
Shrek is his
It's
inspiration for
much
Scottish.
beneficial for us in the long run.
I'm sorry,
In
you're
the
offended.
developer's perspective, we think that quick profit is not the right way. Even if Final Fantasy XIV is making sizable profits surprisingly well, we do not want to push players to reach further into their wallets. Instead, it would be better to encourage at least
You're getting Mexican.
2 to 3 times
I said that then. I love it.
the population with lowered spending per individual,
Mexican now.
establishing healthy continuation of 3 to 10 years in sight. Hence, we have no plan for free to play at all.
Thank you for making me listen to that again, KK.
Oh, well, you skipped out the part where you literally go, my face hurts.
It kind of does right now.
I think we were taking suggestions from the chat on like what accent we were going to be using
Yeah, they
too.
said Scottish. And
I actually think I may have suggested Scottish.
it was
too.
glorious.
And I'm like, the only Scottish I know is Shrek. So that's why I started with "Oi, donkey."
Well, there was a little clip before that you didn't play that you were like asking me what a Scottish accent was, and then you said, "Is that Shrek?" And I said, "Sure, yeah, that's Shrek," and that's why you went that route. And then for French, one time I told you it was like Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast, and you were like, "Oh ho ho."
Avi followed that up with a Christopher Walken accent impression on the next question, I believe.
Oh God. How did I do? We didn't actually. I don't think Pete went further.
Yeah, we didn't pull any more clips from that one.
Well, I mean, it was hard, but you were getting it.
Tried. Probably it was at least less offensive.
It's fun doing that though. I enjoy stuff like that. I mean, we're reading questions that are from an interview.
There were
that-
multiple episodes, I think, in a row where we were reading questions and answer interviews, and we just started to get kind of bored with it. So we kind of tried to play with it.
Tried to spice it up for you guys.
While intoxicated. I love it when
a
you.
little haggis on that.
I've noticed, like, by the way, like, it wasn't intentional, but like the episodes with Pete, like, progressively got drunker and drunker and drunker. And I like it because you hear me go, uh-huh. When he's really drunk, he just says something, I go, uh-huh. Like, shut up.
Just trying to move it along.
And actually, I did find. Well, I don't know if it's too soon for this. I think it's too soon for this. We have after this. We do have a clip from episode 14, which was the very first episode that Pete was ever drunk at. But I think we'll talk to KK a little bit before that because it's kind of funny. So KK, I do want to say first of all, thank you so much for being our moderator and like our guiding arrow of nah, that's wrong.
What?
He corrects us a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thought you were talking to yourself, like you said something wrong.
No, that's KK. Not actually. But thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of, just a small part of your podcast and your universe and your world. I did transfer over from the primal side, left the Ultros behind to come on over because it's just I couldn't not be a part of this.
Aw, thank you. I know we had we were part of the transfers too. Like we all want to be together. Let's be together. And it's been so much more wonderful, I think, since we've all been together.
Yeah, it has been amazing. So thank you so much.
Pete's happy now that he got his mansion again. He was mad for a while. Oh, thank you, KK.
All right, anything to add, KK?
Nope, that was about it.
Any shout outs you want to give?
We're all pretty much here, but the whole community, everyone here is great. There's a lot of good, people podcasting and streaming and stuff like that right in here, and there's Moogle Go Round, Maelstrom Radio, a lot of people that are just trying to put out content for us, and it's all great to go check out.
I love it. And we got the guys both from Maelstrom Radio here. And actually, speaking of Maelstrom Radio, we have who we lovingly call Meet Pete on deck. You mind if I bring him in, since that was a nice little segue?
Oh, sure.
Hey there, how you doing? Cypher, Meet Pete, Flatus. I'm not sure what you're going by anymore for intro to Maelstrom Radio.
FC Leader.
FC Leader.
Yeah, there's a lot. I have a lot of names.
I like Meet Pete, though.
Yeah, well...
I think chat likes it, too. There's Meet Pete, Meteor Pete, Umbral Calamity, Meet Pete. Yay, Meet Pete.
We need more Pete's.
Mr. Lumbersnack. Oh, but what was your name in the KFC dating simulator?
Oh, Tuggy?
Tuggy. That's my favorite, is Tuggy. That's right.
Yeah. Also known as the Primal Assault. So there's also that as well.
Hi. Thank you so much for being here.
Congratulations on 200 episodes. Doing 200 of anything is hard. So,
right?
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's and speaking as a former Final Fantasy content creator, I don't know.
You still are. You're like took a break, coming back.
Yeah, something like that. It's I don't think a lot of people realize like how much work it takes behind the scenes to do what we do, and to do 200 of it, and to be consistent and to be on is a lot of work. And it's great that people come out and are showing hype and showing love, because it kind of shows like, all right, cool, like you do this, but you're not sure who you're doing it for. And then when people show up for stuff like this, it's like, all right, we're doing it.
Yeah,
yeah,
it gives you that little push.
Exactly, yeah, because you start to wonder, like, is anybody listening? Hi, I'm talking to myself.
So it's overwhelming. Even it's not even my 200, and it's overwhelming to see like so many people from the community out here like burn a chest.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
It just Moke Joe, like people from our FC, and a big shout out to like Avi for like being an officer in the FC and pushing Pete to move from your old server to join us on Gilgamesh.
No. And KK joined us. And
the craziest thing I ever said is like, I wonder how many content creators I can get to come over to Gilgamesh. It was a lot, apparently.
I remember that. It was like this. It was when the free transfers kind of went through. We were like, "Whoa, come join us, be one of us."
Yeah.
Except we paid, didn't we?
We did, because we moved before the free thing came out.
Like
right?
2 weeks before the free transfers.
Yes.
And we paid for anyone in our FC that wanted to come with us.
Because we felt bad leaving them, because we were the owners. So yeah.
Shin said in chat, he's like between We'll Go Around, She Heals I Tank, Maelstrom Radio, Musecast, Core Sets of Controllers, The Crucible, PlayStation Unchained, A Stage Reborn, Aetherflow Media, and who knows, like the various like amount of streamers we have. We are a very content creator forward FC.
I love that though. I love that we're like always trying to support each other's projects and making sure to retweet one another. I think it's really cool that kind of came together organically.
It's a very supportive community.
Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't forced. It was like it just kind of happened. We gravitated toward each other, and that was really cool.
Yeah, and it was never the focus to be very strict or very, like we're gonna be that FC that does all this stuff. We just do things just for the sake of having fun, and I think that built the community up around it. Like people just say like this is great. Like even when people take breaks and they come back like 6 months later, like, oh, you guys are the best. Thanks for not kicking me out of this. Like,
I know we have a member who said I've been looking for the right FC since 1.0, and I feel like I finally found it. I was like, I'm gonna cry. Like, oh my god. And we're just like super chill. And I don't know. I think that's probably one of the things I'm most proud of in game is like as you said, the community is what makes it important, and the fact that we finally got this like community that's organized but also relaxed enough to like have fun together. And I think that's really important for any MMO.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to see that like so much of our FC members and stuff like that like interact, and like some of them do Savage Raiding with Pete, some of them found their own groups, some of them just do housing stuff and decorating and
true endgame.
But did you hear, by the way, from Oak, who called in earlier, that I'm actually better at Savage than Pete? Because that's totally what I heard. Did you hear that? Because I heard that.
I heard that. That's what I heard.
Right? Like that totally happened.
I can't deny that he said it.
Yeah, but Pete is great at lighting tables on fire. I tell you
so
what,
good at that.
You got to be good at something.
And he's good at poking bears. Pokes all the bears.
Don't poke me. Don't do that. Please do not poke me. So congratulations to you both. It's insane that
oh my god,
any one of us gets to 200 of anything is pretty great. So it's
thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And I'll probably FanFest again.
Yes.
Probably.
Woohoo! We're gonna make a turkey.
Yeah.
You gonna make one or you gonna cook one?
Shush your face hole.
Both.
Want to go halves on a turkey?
Yeah.
It's like
you want fronties or backsies? What do you want? Dark meat or white meat?
Always a dark
Wild
meat.
turkey.
Wild turkey. Ooh, that's actually, you guys, no joke. Okay, sorry. I've now drank most of this bottle of champagne by myself. No joke. Like one of the first Thanksgivings, Pete brought a bottle of wild turkey to my parents' house for Thanksgiving and goes, "I brought the vegan turkey." That actually happened, and my dad just laughed and took the bottle. Like it was kind of wonderful.
That's a smooth move.
Yeah.
You did.
Like, I'm not gonna eat your meat, but I brought something else.
Well, thank you for the kind words, Pete.
Thank you. How weird is it calling someone with your same name?
I know.
Not
right?
that weird. It's a pretty common name.
Yeah.
My first name's Misty, so that's not something I actually ever experience. It's like very rare.
Should go down to Cheetahs.
Fuck your face.
That's not really their name though.
It's a fake name. Like I'm gonna start calling you Brock. Actually, I had a friend in class whose name was Brock, and we used to do all our projects together, and we were like, we should call our team Pokemon. No, that actually did happen, even though it was a bad joke.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Pete and KK. Avi, did you have anything else? Any more clips you wanted to do?
I have one more clip, but also actually Chuckletopia is hanging out on deck for a bit. So I'm going to kick you two out. I love you both. It's not because I don't love you. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. And Chuckletopia is going to be the last caller of the evening, who's like a surprise caller. Hi, Chuck.
Hey, Chuckletopia. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you guys? I'm better than
Pete is going to turn you up because you are a little bit quiet right now.
Joke.
We doing the turn up thing?
Getting turned.
Turned. All right.
Test.
We can hear you. How are you?
Nice. I'm pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Congratulations on 200 episodes.
Thank you. I'm champagne intoxicated now. It's been an hour and a half.
I'm high on life.
Don't you love that we have a relationship where Pete's like, I'm doing dry January, and I'm like, I'm gonna drink some champagne for our 200th episode.
She tried to sabotage me like 2 days in, buying me a 6-pack.
That was not intentional.
That's just sitting in the fridge. All right, Chuckle, what do you got for us today?
So I have 3 members. All right. I'm going to put them in chronological order for you guys. First one is episode 102. It was one of like the first, probably within the first 5 episodes that I ever like got to catch the stream. It was Twitch makes Avi lol.
Uh-huh.
And like for about 10 minutes, Avi was laughing so hard, or just laughing so hard from everything that we were typing in chat that she couldn't even talk.
I tried listening to that episode and I tried to find that moment, but I'd been working on finding clips for over 4 hours and I like didn't have the patience for it at that time, but I remember that, but I couldn't find the clip. Like it was like a lot of like very, very, very vulgar things. And like,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And Pete was talking, he was like getting mad at me and he didn't know because he wasn't looking at chat. And I was just like dying.
All I knew was I was trying to get you to like have a conversation with me. And you were just like laughing at chat the whole time. Or it wasn't even chat. It was like Discord messages or something like that.
No, it was Twitter. It was Twitch chat.
Okay.
It was Twitch chat. And then when they realized it was happening, it became like a game, and they like tried even harder to keep me laughing. Yeah, and I think it was a drunk Avi episode.
Yes, it was super fun.
Yeah, it was that. I fully 100% remember that. It was a lot of fun.
All right. The second one was when you guys read my daughter's homework assignment.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes. Oh, that was so cute.
And my daughter actually like had her high school teacher listen to that portion of the podcast, so they were pretty stoked. It was pretty cool.
That's so cute. That's like make you want to vomit. Adorable. It's a thing my friends say. Okay.
And the third memory was like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days ago when I finally joined Gilgamesh and joined the FC. And now I get to start doing some raiding content with Pete. It's going to be so fun.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Awesome.
You guys are going to be doing like your Savage tier stuff together.
Yeah, he joined us for our last 2 raid nights.
I remember seeing that. I saw that in Discord and you guys were like, oh yeah, we could make room for a Dragoon. Oh, right now. Okay, that's happening. I was like, what? I don't even understand. But I think that's so cool because I know that Pete's raid group has been really having trouble like keeping a full steady party.
Got one more spot, Avi.
It's too many days a week.
And silence.
It's too many days a week because Thursday's my day I play with Pixie now, and I can't give that up because I really, really have fun with that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pressure. That was just a joke.
Because I've actually got to get I've got to get my rotation down and geared up. But like I'm like super excited to like get back after this vacation and actually have like a goal set. So
that's really cool. Oh, I'd be willing to be like, I could do Tuesdays, but I can't commit to Thursdays. So I could be like Tuesdays or an alternate.
Yeah, you can be an alternate.
I can be an alternate because I'm like, well, so when I hurt my back recently, I feel like there's always something going on with me. I actually couldn't sit in my desk chair, which is why we didn't stream. I couldn't sit straight up. I had to be like lying down. I was so old and broken. But now that I'm like, I've done with school, my back isn't broken. Like I want to start playing things and trying to not burp on stream because I've had too much bubbly.
We can get you through all the extreme primals that you haven't had time to do.
Yeah, that can be Tuesdays. Oh wait, what's happening? Like chat's like, oh, Ocops spreading the truth about Pete, and Chili just said Ocops is how Avi keeps hurting her back. That was it's because Avi would carry that group. That's how I keep hurting my back. Sorry, that was a moment of low alcohol reading.
Because Avi put the team on her back.
I did. I'm like so hardcore.
Well, thank you for always supporting Chuckletopia. Really appreciate all of that.
Thank you so much.
And thank you guys for all of the content. It's been great. Both work, drives to and from work, and being able to catch you guys on stream, it's always been a great time.
I'm sorry I didn't message you earlier to ask for a clip, Chuck. When we get to 300, hun, if you don't hear from me, be like,
sure,
bitch.
it's no worries.
You're going to start the message with, bitch, you told me to say that. And I'm giving you permission, okay? That doesn't happen very often.
I'd be like, all right, let me Bonnie explain.
Like, I'm calling you bitch because you told me to 200 episodes ago. So it's all right.
Nice.
Thank you so much, sweetheart. You have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Chuckletopia.
You too. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Well, thank you everyone for submitting clips and calling in to give us your best well wishes.
I'm into reading chat again where KK said, even I don't have that permission. So you need to like turn chat off because I'm going to start getting distracted.
Thank you to you, Avi. I really appreciate you joining me on this journey of 200 episodes.
I think
I'm so excited to start doing 2 episodes a week with you.
That's not happening at all. But I do think this was the episode that I personally put the most effort into, which I think is an indicator of me having more time.
Yeah.
It's not something I would have been able to do before because this was one that, I had to organize with people and then I had to find the clips and everything. And then
You've probably put more effort into this episode than the previous 199 combined.
Probably. This is a lot of work for me to try to get, like, there was, I had a time when everybody would come in. It was really, really, really cool. Ace is asking Pete, for old time's sake, can you sing the old Teaching Pete lore theme? The one that sounded like Reading Rainbow? Take a look. It's in a book. It's
Teaching Pete lore. My amazing singing voice.
It's glorious. Like, Pete didn't remember it at all. Like, it's
no,
Reading
I
Rainbow.
remembered. I just couldn't
start. You couldn't remember. You remembered, you just couldn't remember.
No, I couldn't remember the words. I knew the tune.
That means you couldn't remember. I love you.
Have a cork.
I don't want a cork. I have the champagne. That's the important part. That was my idea, though. I love Reading Rainbow. I like Reading Rainbow. Can't hit that note. So
Didn't give me a lore question this week.
no, I did other stuff instead. So I do have one more clip I wanted to play that was actually from episode 14, and it was Drunk Pete. This is the like first time Pete was ever drunk on an episode, and he was really, really excited about the fact that people were tweeting to him, like tweeting to Shields I Tank about it, because like we'd just been doing it for 14 episodes, and to have like any interactions was really wonderful. So chat, I love all the highlighted text right now. It's ridiculous. Everyone's like, look at me right now. And so this is like this isn't like listener reaction, but it kind of is. This is like pre-listener reaction. This was the first time Drunk Pete ever got excited about a tweet.
So,
Your news section now.
in my news section, which we probably won't have every week,
He was really excited, you guys.
was a lot of tequila. Is bad reaction.
You said it so much more excited earlier.
Bad reaction.
There you go. Really excited. We both are, but especially Pete, man. It like tickles his gibbles when you guys tweet and you respond and you get in touch with us. Like it's a big deal. So we really appreciate it.
Really, you guys have no idea. Like every time I get a tweet directly about the podcast that we just did, I go, hey, look at my phone. We got a tweet.
He's really excited. It's cute.
So,
wish he got that excited about me, but you guys do it for him.
He should tweet at me.
I should tweet at you.
See what happens.
I feel like that's what we should call this.
That
segment.
was like the very beginning of
instead of listener reaction, it's tweet at me.
That was the very beginning of like finally like knowing that people were listening.
Yeah. And I like listened to that episode because I realized that was like the Drunk Pete episode that we referenced, but it's actually not that bad. For like the
it got worse
level.
after we ended it.
Yeah, it was super, super drunk.
And that was when I was still editing.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, he put a lot of
Well,
effort
I really didn't edit that one that much because I don't try to hide anything like that. I think it's funny.
But you get the pauses out and stuff. But I just thought it was really, really cute with how excited you were that someone tweeted. And like, so that was episode 14. So like now we're on
still pretty early on.
Yeah, now it's 2 weeks. Now we're on 200 God, which is a lot of weeks. I'm not gonna math weeks.
Did you say episode 14 was 2 weeks?
Yeah. Oh, it's 14 days, 14 weeks. Math is hard, you guys.
All right, Avi said we're going daily, so we can do 14 episodes in 2 weeks.
Oh my God, have fun writing all those outlines.
It's just gonna be me playing clips from 200 episodes.
Oh goodness. I do know that I really had a lot of fun going back through these episodes and listening and finding like different clips and different things that had happened. Mocha Jones just asked if we get another 200th episode for Avi's next 200th.
I think so.
No, well, Pete can organize that one. Thank you, chat, by the way, for all the highlights, and thank you everyone for all the hype that's been happening on this episode. Like, this has been so fun. I'm like, I feel so honored, like, that you guys care about this project that we've been doing for so long, and it's a labor of love. Like, it's not something you do for money. Obviously, it's something you do because you have fun doing it, and you love a game, and you love the community, and it's good shit, as Shin just said. Thank you. And I don't know. I love, like, this was Pete's idea. This was Pete's thing. Pete just typed during a podcast.
I had the idea. It's not like my thing.
But it was
You're just as much of it as I.
I know, but I've always viewed it. So, like, you guys, when I had my cupcake shop, I did like farmers markets on the weekends. And while Pete was working a full-time job, he would come with me every Sunday morning, and he would work that farmers market with me for 4 to 6 hours. And so when he wanted to do this, it was like, well, I owe you, but not in like a money sort of way, but like a loyalty kind of thing. Like, you gave this to me, I will give this to you. So even if I was going through school and I was super busy and everything, it was like, you did this for me when you were busy as well. So I think that's why, like, as much as you viewed pub cakes as my thing, even though you were helping me, I view shit as your thing. And
I'm all about shit.
This is shit. And I support you in it. And I'm really excited for 2020 because of the fact that I'm not going to be overwhelmed with stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be able to help more. I already have like a list of things, you guys, that I want to fix. And they're most likely going to be behind the scenes kind of things that you won't quite notice right away, like web design stuff and
You're
everything.
never
like
going to
that.
fix my voice.
No, I can't fix that. But but I really appreciate that. Sorry, chat's doing it to me again. They're trying really hard to make me laugh at the chat. And now they have the highlight option, so it's really bad. Now they're talking about me feeding Girl Scouts alcoholic-filled cupcakes. I love you guys. And I love that you know that. And I was a Girl Scout, damn it. I am not banned from their events. I had a lot of fun tonight, Pete. I know you didn't get to have any alcohol. And I'm very alcoholed.
I'm okay with that.
Right now. Yet. Guys.
Yes. And you did put a lot of effort into this. So I really appreciate that, Avi. Because as she kind of alluded to, I'm not really one to be in the center of attention, and doing like a retrospective of your own stuff kind of seemed a little self-indulgent to me. But I'm glad so many of you participated in this, and I really enjoyed hearing what everyone's favorite was and then going back and listening to those clips. So really, Avi put that all together. So thank you so much for that.
Well, I tried to view it not as like a retrospective of what we've done like as an individual couple. It was, to me, it felt like a communal thing.
Yeah, I totally get it. It's just in my head.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, people who've been in our community for a while, what did you enjoy? And I want to celebrate this with you, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't still be doing this. That was how I kind of approached it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Avi, and thank you to everyone who joined us tonight. I really appreciate everyone in chat. Really love reading your comments. Everyone that called in, everyone who gave us well wishes on Discord and Twitter. So for the community roundup partner, it's all you guys. We really love you, our community, this community.
Final Fantasy 14.
Final Fantasy 14, but really like the shit community.
Oh, I meant all the people who play the game.
No, just us. Just the shit community.
Oh, okay.
You guys are the best listeners and friends we could ever have. Just saying good morning to everyone in Discord is a big thing for me, and everyone is so supportive.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Again, the best thing about doing the podcast.
I love the Glamour channel. I feel like that's like I go to General and I say good morning, and then I go to the Glamour channel to see if anyone else is like sharing or posting anything. And that's my favorite elements of our Discord. I know it's stupid, but and I love it every day. I'm like, ooh, someone posted the Glamour channel. I will check that. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for making this community awesome, and also being accepting of people when they do get burnt out on the game, and allowing people to love the game and not necessarily have to play it all the time. And I know that's a very Yoshi P thing, and I know you guys know that I've been dealing with that for a while now, and you know that I still love the game and I love the community and I love you guys. And that's not I don't use the word love generally, like that's not something I really do love this. I love this game, and I love what we've built through the podcast. So I'm very grateful.
Yes. So the community roundup is a big thank you to you, the community.
In chat, you guys are wonderful. And so Pete, do you still want to go over some listener reactions?
I guess we can save that until next week.
Okay.
There was just a few tweets. Did we? Oh yeah, we did do tweet of the week.
You're literally thinking of that now?
I wasn't sure.
Like, I love it so much, I want to do it again.
It's been a while. It's the tweet of the week.
Oh my god.
You're pretty Maelstrom Radio.
All right. So on that note, he's not going to do it again, Mocha. He might, because I just said that. That is going to be it for our 200th episode.
200 in the book. Feel like we finally got our feet wet.
I totally heard 200 in the butt, and I was about to be mad at you, and then I realized you said book, and I was like, that's not a reason to be mad.
Heart wants what the heart wants, apparently. 200 in the butt?
Book? We have enjoyed hanging out with you guys on Twitch here so much. Thank you for spending your time with us. Thank you for helping us experience that hype train for the first time ever. If you're just listening to the podcast and that was annoying, I'm really sorry for you guys that it was annoying, but it was really fun on Twitch watching that happen and like participating in that. It was really great. If you are new here, be sure to hit that follow button so you know the next time we will be going live. And I do, as always, want to say a great big thank you to everyone listening to the podcast through iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, which is a big one now, and the app that's going to come out tomorrow that's going to make me feel like I'm really fucking old. You really are the reason we keep making episodes. And remember, wherever you do listen, it would mean a whole shit ton to us if you gave our little shit podcast a rating or a review. And I'm really trying hard not to read the chat because they're trying to make me laugh. And remember, it's more important to just tell a friend to check us out. Here with Vegan Pete, I am Avi Ale, and we will talk to you all next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye. 200 in the butt?
Frickin' Chuck, man.